3 years after Mark Harmon left the CBS procedural, Larry Jethro Gibbs' departure from NCRT is finally resolved in NCIS Season 22, Episode 4. In NCIS Season 19, Harmon's Gibbs, who had led the program for 19 years, resigned after finding serenity in Alaska. Tim McGee left his employer at Naktok Bay in peace for the flagship series, even though NCIS Origins is in some ways undoing the emotional send-off. Although MCRT has been able to move on, losing the squad's leader, who served as its primary anchor for 20 years, hasn't been easy. Characters have left NCIS, as is the case with many long-running network TV programs. But maybe nothing has had a greater effect than Gibbs' exit. The NCIS Season 22 cast is the most steady the show has had in years, demonstrating how impressively the procedural managed to reassemble its group. However, there are still some lingering problems from Parker's predecessor's retirement decision, even if MCRT is still doing its sworn job. Rather than ending the NCIS tenure without any drama, Gibbs did so in style. After 3 years, his final unresolved tale may now be properly addressed in the series. Gibbs took him to Alaska to look into a murder in Great Wide Open, Episode 4 of NCIS Season 19, but the FBI was after him. Parker was sent to apprehend the then NCRT commander in order to finally bring him to justice after he had gotten away with so many unorthodox methods of administering justice, in addition to the allegations against him. But in the end, Parker came to the conclusion that Gibbs was a kind man, even though his employer, FBI Deputy Director Wayne Sweeney, vilified Harmon's personality. Parker had several problems as a result of his unwillingness to arrest Gibbs, including losing his job with the FBI. With the approval of his predecessor, he was able to gradually recover after receiving an opportunity to take over as the next MCRT chief. Nonetheless, his relationship with his former agency has remained strained for the past 3 years. Due to their propensity to argue about jurisdiction, this made the already existing mild friction between the FBI and NCIS worse. The FBI rushes the bullpen and arrests nearly every member of the MCRT for disobeying instructions in NCIS Season 22, Episode 4, which intensifies Parker's resentment for his previous agency. Sweeney is obviously troubled by their past, even if McGee and his crew are technically at fault in this case. The FBI and Parker work together amicably when Parker successfully persuades them that they are merely acting morally. Director Leon Vance ultimately presents Sweeney and his former subordinate with the Medal of Public Service. Parker and Sweeney's final exchange as they leave signifies the conclusion of their rivalry, which began with Gibbs leaving tail. MCRT no longer has to fear about the FBI acting against them to get revenge for what occurred with Parker, now that both agencies and their respective commanders are in agreement. Although it has taken some time, the last problem, that Harmon's character quit his previous team, has now been fixed.